Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, GMB SHOW. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Ever wondered how much the Brainbox Chasers make for appearing on the show? Well, Sean Wallace certainly isn't struggling, but he may soon need a bigger shoe cupboard. Dark Destroyer Sean Wallace says he's earned so much money for his time on the chase, he's been able to fund a 50,000-pound shoe buying obsession. Sean, who still works as a barrister alongside his TV work, first came to prominence on the quiz scene when he won Mastermind in 2004. He appeared on Are You an Egghead?, The Weakest Link, and 15 to 1 before joining the chase in 2009. Fans loved him, and he landed a full-time place on the team, and he's really cashed in. Working alongside Mark Labette, Ann Hegarty, Paul Sinha, Jenny Ryan, and Dara Ennis, he earns enough to make sure his feet are always looking their best when he steps outside his house. Speaking about how much he earned last year, he said, "A lot. That's all I'll say. How many zeros? Well into 6-0 territory, and my earnings have increased massively since I've started working in TV. I got paid well as a barrister, but I'm now earning about 10 times the amount I was before. I still practice though, so I have a dual income," he told The Times. "Probably 70% of my income comes from my TV work and 30% from the legal side. Everything changed when I won Mastermind in 2004. Not just my finances, my whole life." He was asked to name his most extravagant indulgences, and he admits a shoe obsession, saying he had a whole wardrobe full of them and had forked out something in the region of 50,000 pounds on pairs which were all handmade, and he doesn't plan on bringing the buying to an end. He decided to carry on working while on our screen, and he said previously that he has to miss filming from time to time. Sean, who was called to the bar in November 1984, has been working in the legal profession for more than 3 decades. He said last year, "If I've got a long trial, then that will take precedence over my filming, and the chase know that. But I've then got to make up my other episodes later on in the series. So when people see me, not seen me on TV for a long, has he been sacked? No, just back to my legal career." Sean once revealed he does 2,000 sit-ups a day to stay in shape and shared the devastating reason why he dedicates so much time to his fitness. "Every morning when I wake up, I do 2,000 sit-ups because my mom suffers from dementia," he said on the Chasers road trip, Trains, Brains, and Automobiles. "My dad sadly died from motor neurone disease, and it really saddened me to see them physically degenerate. Whilst I know I can't delay the inevitable, I know I can postpone it by keeping myself physically and mentally sharp." Paul Sinha never thought he would become a shoe man. He was more of a trainers and sensible socks kind of bloke, the kind who spent lunch breaks scribbling quiz questions on coffee-stained paper, never caring about brogues or price tags. But that was before the chase turned him into a household name, and before he realized that yes, quiz brains can pay big. Sitting on a soft leather stool in a boutique off Regent Street, Paul tried on a pair of sleek Italian loafers that cost more than his first car. He laughed, a deep, satisfied chuckle that startled the young assistant. "You like them, sir?" the assistant asked, delicately polishing the toe. Paul wiggled his foot and smiled. "They're comfortable, I'll give them that." In the background, his phone pinged with notifications. Another rerun airing, another overseas licensing deal, another guest appearance booked. It had taken him years to admit to himself that the chase was more than just a quiz gig. It was a life changer. When fans asked how much chasers actually get paid, Paul usually deflected with a joke. But now, in a rare moment of candor, he admitted on a podcast, "Between the show, touring, and the appearances, it's enough to live comfortably, and if I want to blow $50,000 on shoes now, I can." It wasn't about flaunting it, he explained, but about a quiet victory over the younger version of himself, the medical student who walked miles in the rain because bus fare was too much, the comic who scraped by on cheap takeaway noodles while gigging in empty pubs. The boutique assistant placed another pair of polished black Oxfords before him, whispering the price as if it were a secret. Paul tapped the price tag, remembering the years of answering quick-fire questions, the hours spent researching obscure Victorian poets just in case they ever came up on the final chase. His collection, now housed in a specially designed oak cabinet at home, included limited edition trainers from Tokyo, bold purple loafers worn during a festival show in Edinburgh, and sleek Chelsea boots he wore when he beat a full house of contestants on the chase with 30 seconds to spare. "It's not about the shoes," he told a friend once. "It's about walking in and saying, 'I earned this.'" And when he wore them onto the set, even Bradley Walsh noticed. "Look at you, Paul," Bradley laughed. "Those shoes worth more than my suit." Paul only grinned, adjusting his tie, ready to face the next team with quiet confidence. Every correct answer, every clever quip, every calm face-off with a hopeful contestant was a reminder that knowledge, when shared and celebrated, could build a life of joy and, yes, a $50,000 shoe collection if you wanted it. And when the camera light turned red, Paul stood a little taller in those shoes, ready to prove again why they called him the Sinner Man, and why it was all worth it.